Hi there guys, welcome to another Wolfi's Tour Roundup with myself Josh and my colleague G.
Hi sports fans.
So G, we've had two stages in the Alps. The first one finishing up the Grand Colombier, which saw Michael Kwiatkowski win. Took a great win. Unfortunately, I did predict Tadej to win, and not only that, I didn't say, but I did say, pre-chat to the show, that if a group has 4 minutes at the base of the Grand Colombier, then the winner should come from that group, and it was the case. 4 minutes at the bottom of Grand Colombier, and Michael Kwiatkowski had the best legs. What did you make of the stage, Jay?
Your prediction was spot on. That valley floor section up to the final climb was, that gap was sufficient. Tadej and Vingegaard were doing their best to pick off the riders dropping off that breakaway, and they did a fair job, but it speaks to how strong Kwiato was feeling that he got it over the line. Yeah, exactly. In first place,
So no, it was a great stage, great spectacle. No significant time gaps, which was maybe a bit of a surprise, but then again, it wasn't too hard of a climb, and it was quite a short stage, and that was really the only climb that was there. And then that led us into yesterday's Col de Jouplan stage, which finished with a slight descent down into Morzine. And then there was another win for Ineos, Carlos Rodriguez, the big winner in the day, not only for the stage, but leapfrogging all the way up to third place now. What did you think of yesterday's stage, Joe?
I think there were some major losers that really helped Rodriguez up the GC. So that crash at 6 kilometres in, and the race being neutralised. It's not often that you neutralise a race. In recent memory, I think it's only happened when there was a landslide on a tour stage.
Yeah, exactly. So something like that.
Speaks to how bad that crash was. It took out. I think the biggest GC loser there was Louis Meintjes, because he fractured collarbone. He's now out of the race. He drops from 13th overall out of the race, and then obviously kind of the results of that crash, Jai Hindley looking pretty scrappy at the end of that stage, torn jersey, some cuts and bruises.
So it was third overall, maybe a couple minutes down on Vingegaard, and now all of a sudden he's at like 4.5 minutes, just behind Carlos Rodriguez. And then so it is very much a 2-horse race. Do you think the ramifications of the crash are yet to be felt, in the sense that, do you think Jai will be affected on today's stage, or?
Yeah, you hear it a lot from riders that have been in multiple tours, is when you have a crash, it's not just the instant, the adrenaline rush and the sort of the shock. You then have a bad night's sleep, you're rolling onto your cuts and scrapes, and you can't
stick into the sheets.
Jai Hindley would have had a bad night's rest, and certainly that time gap is not going to improve today.
Wow, okay. So leading into the final stage of the Alps, really, big mountain stage, finishing on Mont Blanc, an iconic mountain. Loads of climbs today, traditional tour stage. What do you think is going to happen, Jay?
I think a breakaway is going to be allowed to win today. I think the time gaps are now big enough that Vingegaard and Pogačar are going to start looking at each other.
Yes.
You saw it a little bit yesterday.
Yes.
Unfortunately, that drama was interrupted by the fans and the motorbikes. There's always a discussion about what motos do in that situation, but unfortunately, Pogačar, that attack, those bonus seconds weren't his. I think they were already looking at each other as each other's main concerns, and climbers are allowed to get away now.
Yes.
And even though people like Rodriguez are going to climb the GC, they're not going to be allowed to get 4 minutes back.
This is it. Then closer to 5 minutes. Jai Hindley, Carlos Rodriguez, Adam Yates as well, but he's on Tadej's team anyway.
Obviously Pidcock as well, losing out the other day.
Yesterday, cracking big time. So you think today is going to be a day for the breakaway, and someone like Michael Woods maybe?
Yeah, pure climbers again. Woods, maybe. I can't really think who else. I would have picked Meintjes for a day like today, but obviously he's not.
A good suggestion maybe would be like Thibaut Pinot, someone like that, to get on the road.
Maybe.
Exactly. And then I think a person who's going to get in the break to try and hoover up those early mountain points is Nelson Paulus again.
Yeah, obviously he lost the jersey overnight to Vingegaard. He'll still be wearing it today because obviously Vingegaard's in yellow. There could be a major reshuffling of the jerseys for the final couple of days, because obviously Pogačar in white, Vingegaard in yellow. It means the polka dot jersey falls to
the next best.
The next best, which in this case would be Paulus.
Yeah, so we agree that a break's going to go. I think that it's got a good chance of sticking because the final climb's not too difficult. It's quite jagged as well. There's some descent part of the way up and stuff like this. So yeah, I think a break's going to be allowed to go to win. Yeah, and I don't think there's going to be any time gaps between Vingegaard and Tadej. If anything, I think Tadej's just going to take a few seconds back.
Possibly,
because he's just got a better sprint than Vingegaard.
Yes, he's more explosive, isn't he?
He's more explosive.
But that does mean...
it's death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, if he just punches enough, I think he'll make some ground. But also, it's that Vingegaard style of engine, that long, slow, churning kind of effort, that does suit Tuesday's time trial better than Pogačar.
Yeah.
So I think Pogačar needs to pull out, at the very least, a small gap before the time trial, because I think he's going to lose a few seconds there.
Wow, and then obviously there's the big mountain stage the day after that as well.
Yes, yeah.
But look, with a rest day tomorrow, there should be more fireworks today, and there should be a big battle to get into the break because I think we both think it's got good legs to succeed, good chance of succeeding, and then Tadej to maybe take another few seconds out of Vingegaard.
Here's hoping.
Well, for you, because that was your 1-2.
Yep.
Tadej to win, Jonas to come second, whilst mine's the other way round.
Fair.
Anyway, so it looks like it's going to be another fantastic day with an iconic finish at Mont Blanc. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and catch you at the next recap. Bye.
See ya.